Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all excited for the finale of this amazing Super Metroid tournament. We got two of the best runners in the world running any percent, the classic. How are you feeling about that, Mook?
I think we're going to see some strength versus strength here tonight, so I think that'll be really kind of exciting. But both runners are great runners, so they should be able to put on quite the show. But it'll be tough to beat Friday night's races.
Yeah, I think it will be. Those races were really close, really tight. But something tells me that these races will be pretty tight themselves. We shall see how evenly matched they are. Any percent. Zoast, obviously extremely well practiced. Zeni, not probably his first choice, but he's by no means bad at this category. Very, very good. And they're off. Zoast and Zeni already in series. You kind of see the hand cam from both our runners in the upper right. Thankfully, we get to see the map screen with the Zoast's cam. Maybe they'll just map completion later.
I mean, why not? Go for it all.
Exactly. Let's get some map in here too. You know what? Multi-category tournament. Why isn't the finale every category? That's my question. All right, so we got runners taking damage from Ridley. Going to be escaping series, as we all know. Series station decides the run, so depending on who gets the best series time here, probably going to be the winner. See, ShinyZeni actually going for a setup there. It's a very specific setup in order to get, in order to get the potential for getting the best possible Ridley escape room time. Didn't actually end up getting it, but not bad. Zoast getting some good RNG in the tile boost in the tile room, and Zeni missing the tile boost himself. Pretty unfortunate, but Zoast 46.25, Zeni with a 44.75, an early lead for Zoast.
I mean, most races come down to series, so it's all downhill from here.
Yeah, you heard it here first. Winner of series wins the race. Talking about this matchup a little bit, looks like ShinyZeni vetoed all bosses and Zoast vetoed RBO. RBO being clearly Zeni's strongest category, and all bosses being a category that Zeni is probably not very experienced in. I think he literally only practiced and ran it for this tournament itself. And with all bosses being the route that it is, it's more or less a combination of old route and new route. Zoast very, very experienced in both of those. So makes perfect sense for Zeni to veto that, considering he is also still the world record holder. Zoast, that is.
Yeah, Zoast's got a lot of those world records.
Yeah, he turns out Zoast is pretty good at getting world records. Zoast messing up the climb moonfall. Very unfortunate. Allows Zeni to catch up a little bit here.
But this is definitely one of those races where little mistakes like that will show kind of greatly in how quickly they can each runner can close gaps.
Absolutely. This is a category for it too. Any percent with the route that they'll be both doing, going Phantoon first, Ridley, Kraid, and then Draygon. There are a lot of strats or rooms you can mess up and lose a lot of time in. Actually, kind of interesting there. You noticed that they're more or less synced in the Morph Ball room, and Zoast actually broke spin through the door, and that is literally the only mistake he made. And that door transition being a little bit longer because of the sound cue having to clear for the spin jump. Putting Zoast behind a little bit there. Just literally, that's the only nice mistake he made. Let's see, heading up the some of the hardest rooms in the game. both executing flawlessly already. Let's see their climbs. Another room that it's pretty easy to make a mistake and something to go wrong. Small mistake there by Zeni, but that's costly. It's like 2 seconds right there.
And Zoast just through the door at him. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah. Parlor also tripping Zeni up a little bit here, and it's like these are such small mistakes that both of them are making. Like the one that Zoast made with the door, that's literally I think 13 frames, quarter of a second. Zeni, you know, a couple seconds here and there in Parlor and Climb. Still fantastic bombs time for Zeni, but when talking about these two runners, the finale of this tournament, the it's really apparent when these mistakes are made because they can both catch up so easily. Nice one round for Zoast there. And a very easy one round for Zeni as well. So there's Zoast messing up Alcatraz. I honestly don't know the number of times I've seen him mess that up, so that's just to show you what kind of game this is, you know. Super Metroid. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter how many years you've been playing. Sometimes that's just the way it goes.
Yeah, I think that's really an interesting thing about this is there's just all those little things and they add up and always in the weirdest time, like missing Alcatraz there. It always shows up when it's the least convenient time. Exactly.
609 elevator for Zoast and a 611 elevator for Zeni. You saw both of them misleading the Pirates. That's indication they're going to Phantoon first, as we both knew that, but let's just conserve their health for the Phantoon fight. And Zeni making a mistake here. That's not the way you want to get that missile drop. That is very, very costly. That's a good 4 or 5 seconds right there. Both runners are actually getting the coveted missile drop here from that waiver. That's really what you want to see from that guy. I suppose you could also hopefully see another missile drop potentially here from this Rio, but once you get at least one missile drop, that's really all you're looking for. And this is weird, like seriously, these are really weird mistakes. I have to wonder if both of these runners are feeling a little bit of pressure or anxiety from the matchup. They both know that their opponent is very, very skilled. Zoast literally bomb jumping in the Decora room. I do not know if I've seen literally anyone make that mistake at this caliber.
I mean, I don't know why there would be any pressure. They're only racing, you know, each other, two of the best players in the world.
Yeah, seriously, there's no pressure.
In front of hundreds of people, you know.
Down into Green Hills here. Zoast gets the D-boost off the, I never remember what those enemies are called, I don't know why.
I default to frogs. Everything's a frog.
You know what? You're not wrong. Everything is a frog. Zeni's health is a little bit low here. Looks like he might have run into a Meridia or something. I must have missed that, but it's not really a big deal, but Zeni actually misses the shot and actually gets a good backup. That's not an easy thing to back up there. But Zoast literally not letting it up. That's a nice sizable 2-room lead he's already established.
I think our probably the biggest new route bottleneck would be the moat, which is coming up. So a clean moat, and it could be a difficult time to catch Zoast.
Yeah, it's always interesting to me to see people in races go for CWJ because, yes, if you get the first, the second jump is a lot easier than the first, being double the frame window, 2 versus 1, but the penalty for failure is absolutely massive. So I am curious to see. I know both of these runners like to go for CWJ. Either of them making that mistake by missing it, it would be very, very costly. Zoast doesn't get the first frame jump, so he's going to be going for the bomb jump, I assume. Let's see how Zeni goes. Oh. Zoast messing up the bomb jump, but Zeni has the setup for the CWJ. Zoast messing up the bomb jump again. Oh, see, that's what I was talking about. Zeni missing the jump here. That's that's just terrible. Honestly, it's really, really bad feeling to miss that jump. Zoast already in wreck ship, Zeni still at the moat. Maintained his composure, he still gets across in the second try. Not bad. It's about a 14-second lead for Zoast here. Not insurmountable, but definitely considerable.
Yeah, the moat is a cruel, cruel mistress.
Phantoon. Everybody knows and loves this boss.
The favorite, the best.
No fast for Zoast. See a mid, maybe? No mid. It looks like it'll be a slow for the first round, which is very, very common. Half of the time you'll see a slow one from the first round, in fact. Very good first round. Let's see what Zeni gets here. Gets a fast. That'll even him up here. Not quite even, but I'll give him some time back. Oh, that is really terrible.
Wow.
For Zoast here. One missile off, it looks like. Getting in some farm time from these flames, not a bad. Both of our runners missing a 2-round here, and Zeni paying... Zeni, still alive? Wow. Well, that was close. Zoast, they're really... These are some of the worst RNGs I've seen in a while. And they're about even. All of that, both of our runners, I hesitate to call it terrible, but those were not what I would call good Phantoon fights. Zeni on the verge of dying, Zoast just losing a bunch of time.
Yeah, not the Phantoon they hoped for, at least.
Oh, wow.
Still way better than me.
Yeah. This health for Zeni, it's perfectly workable, completely fine, but the problem is when you're not full health leaving Phantoon, any mistake that you make, such as taking damage unnecessarily, will definitely hurt your chances of getting across bowling without farming.
Yeah, the bowling took quite a few lives during this tournament, more than I think I would expect, but I think it was just the pressure of racing and people just those slight mishaps.
It's definitely something that, much like Alcatraz that we saw earlier this race, something that can be messed up and is deadly to mess up. So hopefully both runners get through bowling safely. A great double super hit there from Zoast. That was a really, really clean attic. Zeni, going back to the health, he wants to make sure he can get through bowling here. He really wanted that health. That was a little bit out of the way there, but he just wants to be alive. Great super count from both runners due to both their execution, drops, and the strat choice they chose in attic. Zeni's, wow, he's taking it very careful at some of these strats in some of these rooms. You saw him pause to ensure he got that that charge for the next room before bowling.
Yeah, much like real life bowling, it is very dangerous and often deadly.
pretty similar ammo counts here. The missile advantage for Zoast probably will not be relevant. I'm vaguely curious to see if either one of these runners will be, either one or both of these runners will be skipping wave missiles. I know they're both comfortable with it, but comfortable with it does not mean, does not necessarily mean race viable. I would not be surprised to see the runner who is behind skip them, however.
Yeah, those 7 seconds could be huge.
Zeni deboosting a little bit too low off of that Ripper. Not quite getting the ocean strategy he wanted. And Zoast actually using a super there for that Sizer. Really looking for a power bomb. He did get one. It was likely worth to shoot that super. And skipping the Cack Attack farms, he's got 8. He knows is very comfortable with that number. It's a good number to have heading down here. Yeah.
Ammo management is one of my, I think one of the highlights or one of the things that most is amazing to me throughout this run, especially a new route. I feel like in old route it's a little easier. If you're low, you can pick up a little, but in new route it's a lot more unforgiving. Or am I just crazy?
I would definitely, I mean, I don't have anywhere near as much experience running 90% as most people, but from my experience running both Kraid first and Phantoon first, it is very, very rare that drops make any impact on my run in Kraid first. While they often make large impacts in Phantoon first.
Yeah, and it could be a matter of, ooh.
This is extremely unexpected for me here. Zoast going to Kraid before Ridley. He's must be extremely confident in his ability to beat Zeni here, which is likely not unfounded, but this does give Zeni a leg up if he executes well.
Their PBs are about 3 minutes apart, but obviously Zoast is not running his PB route now, and I think it's like supposedly 20 seconds faster to come back on the way back, but I'm not sure.
It's really hard to say because most of the time save depends on your drops leaving Lower Norfair. Like if you get really good drops, like Kraid first isn't even, or Kraid before Ridley isn't like that much faster. 20 seconds is probably about right. Seems reasonable. Zeni having a little bit of a hiccup here in Bubble Mountain. But on the other hand, he did have full supers, so I think he's feeling pretty comfortable here. One nice thing here about doing Kraid before Ridley is that you're more or less assured to have full supers going into Lower Norfair. Again, nice thing about that is that you're very comfortable for your super count into Ridley.
Now, I did see someone bring up in chat, though, it can be a little bit tricky because then your super management for Phantoon becomes a little more dicey, or you're not guaranteed that refill, so ammo leaving Lower Norfair becomes a little bit different.
Indeed, and there are two things I fully expect Zoast to do here. Number one, if he has bad drops after Ridley, I 100% expect him to farm a Metal Pirate on the way out. And if it's even still bad, I expect him to farm what is it called? Pre-Speedway? Frog Speedway? There's a farm right there. It's a little bit out of the way, but it's definitely better than not having ammo for Bot Wound. That is actually the worst. On the other hand, okay, so now we have Zeni here, just leaving Cathedral, heading into Rising Tide. This will be difficult to see where they what'll end up here, but just try to pay attention and see what kind of movement both of these runners are doing. What mistakes they make, if any. A very, very nice Bubble Mountain from Zeni here. They will catch up in Meridia, and that's where we'll see these routes converge. One of the nice things about getting Kraid first is you're guaranteed the power bombs you're going to want. It's not too hard to farm power bombs in Upper Norfair anyway, from the side hoppers, the Alcoons if you need them, and of course the multi-violas before Gravitron, the lava dive room. I'm actually a little bit surprised that Zeni is farming here. I guess he really... to me, that might indicate that he's going to be skipping wave missiles, that he wanted full missiles here. And he'll see it. Let's see if he's going for it. Oh no, he's taking him. Then I am very... I don't know, I'm not sure why he farmed the 5 missiles there.
Could it be a muscle memory thing? Maybe.
A beautiful Bubble Mountain from Zoast there. Could not be better. Now, in my opinion, the most tense part of heading to Lower Norfair without Space Jump is how you get into Lower Norfair. Hopefully both runners get Lava Spark just fine, but if they don't, it's can often be extremely deadly. So, let's see how it goes for Zeni here. Oh, he missed that first short. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. So there's a Lava Spark for Zeni. I always breathe a sigh of relief whenever I get that trick because it's easily one of the easiest. I mean, I can't really emphasize this enough. This is the easiest way to end your run, is missing that spark.
From what I understand, it's 2 fairly tight windows to hit in short succession to get the short charge through the door, and then I've seen that spark end up hitting walls and, you know, basically looping where you can't get over to the ledge. So I've seen it get ugly. You're right.
Yeah, you lose if you hit the spark and miss where you're aiming for. It's losing 100 health already, and then you have to gravity jump up in there, losing another 100 health. So you're already down 2 E-tanks before you even enter Lower Norfair, which is not ideal. Zoast looks like he's getting wave missiles too, which is completely expected. If he's gonna be taking the safety of Kraid first, there's no way he'll skip wave missiles. Zeni getting through Lower Norfair worst room of the game, no problem.
As crazy as some of the RNG and everything's been so far, I don't blame him. Do not want to soft lock on Mother Brain 1.
Ooh. Zeni taking a hit from that pirate there. It's really not what you want to see. See these drops. A small health and a super. The super is pretty good for Zeni here. And he still has enough health to survive getting hit by a side hopper just in case something goes awry, but unlikely to. Fantastic Lava Spark from Zoast there. That's always nice to see the both runners going for that. And we'll see both runners going for... Oh my god, Zeni. Alright, so Zeni was going for a manipulation strat there. There's a certain way you can do that room. If you do it correctly, that guy will never jump for you. So hopefully Zeni remembers that he has low health and has to spark at the ceiling. Looks like he does. Perfect to get a health bomb from this guy. Let's see what the drops like from the second metal pirate. Perfect. 2 supers and all health. You couldn't ask for better drops. That's exactly what Zeni wanted to see. Zeni actually farming. I mean, you do farm in the X Factor strat here in Pre-Ridley, but that's... I don't know if something went wrong or that's the way he normally does. He just wanted to play it super safe, but he farmed quite a bit here. A 7-missile... Interesting. Oh, unfortunately, he messes up the second X Factor. That's actually going to cost him a little bit of time here. Let's see how Zoast handles Ridley here. If he gets those X Factors, that'll gain him quite a bit of time.
Yeah, the way I've seen Ridley behave this week, and I don't blame him for farming up. Poor Kit had a bit of a nail biter at the end of one of his races because Ridley just wouldn't pick him up.
These drops for Zoast? Let's see. Okay, they weren't bad. The first pirate wasn't very friendly, but the second one was friendly enough. Still not great supers for Zoast, but not the worst. Oh, Zeni's... I'm pretty sure Ridley is dead here, but he's having trouble getting him the manipulation to Ridley grab him. This is dangerous. Okay.
Die.
Yeah, I don't know if that was 4 failed grab attempts or 3, but that was a lot of damage taken. So Zeni, well, he'll get a health bomb here, but he'll have terrible drops for Meridia here. He'll need to get something going somewhere for some supers, because that's really not good to leave Ridley with 0 supers. Ridley, on the other... Ridley. Zoast had a great Ridley opener, and this is looking like a pretty good fight for him.
So I'm guessing he's going to farm maybe a pirate here or 2?
That was the intent. However, he did not spark in the correct position, so that did not work for him. Oh, he almost got that speed ball. It was close. Zoe's taking quite a bit of damage here on Ridley. He's taken a fair number of hits. Depending on the drops he gets from Ridley here, it may actually be worth to get a 4th tank. And seeing as how safe Zoast is playing, and if he's watching the stream, he may feel confident going for this 4th tank or not. Alright, interesting. He decides not to. He's going to be comfortable with 260, which is plenty. Just, I was wondering how safe he wanted to play it.
Still not great supers, though.
Yeah, it's not ideal. There's the, oh man, still no supers, but plenty of health. He's going to get out of here fine. Zeni, easy manipulations for these key hunters. Very well executed 3 Musketeers room. Athos, Porthos, and Aramis did not know what hit them. Very good Pillars room too, actually. Those jumps were cut very, very short, and it's a very min-maxed room there. Well done. Wow, that Key Hunter staircase room from Zoast there. That was beautiful. That's one of the hardest rooms in the game to do well, and it was very well done. Oh, nice. A good drop. A good super drop from one of those Sovas. Very, very lucky for Zeni there. Oh no, that was going to be a really good room for Zoast, but unfortunately misses the last down grab. Oh, Zeni! I guarantee you Zeni is watching Zoast, and I guess he must have thought that he also did Kraid already headed to Meridia. That was kind of funny.
Well, that's one way to try to beat Zoast, just skip a boss. If you can do it, that's a good way.
That'll work, yeah. This ammo for Zeni is still very questionable. He's really going to be relying quite a bit on Kraid drops here. Even mini Kraid won't save him. Looks like Zoast did end up farming pre-Frog Speedway. Exactly what I thought he would do, and those are perfect drops for him. He's just fine. And now we can see that Zoast is pretty far ahead by at least, I don't know, 40 seconds? 30 seconds, somewhere around there. Entering Meridia, easily the most annoying part of this run. Lots of bad things can happen here. Zoast, he knows how far ahead he is now. He had to have suspected, but now he knows for absolute certain. I'm vaguely curious if he'll be getting that 4th tank. We'll see. Ooh, a good super drop from the Zila. Exiting Kraid's lair for Zeni. Zeni now in Meridia also. Zoast looking like he wanted to use some missiles to save supers on Bob Woon there. It actually looks like it cost him around for his hubris. There it is. I suspected this would happen. Zoast would pick up this energy tank. He knows how far ahead he is. This ensures literally 0 shenanigans can go wrong at Draygon and with Mother Brain. Zeni going for the sound cue. I forgot he did that with Boblin. An easy 1 round for Zeni, making up a little bit of time over Zoast. Yeah, with 372 energy, this is going to be a very comfortable Draygon fight for Zoast. Oh, wow, Zeni bonking the door. Looks like he shot that away shot a little bit too late. Not going to be getting full halfy. That's pretty significant. That's a big time loss.
That is.
Zoast messing up Draygon a little bit. Looks like he must have some sort of setup that he's familiar with. I'm not sure why he didn't pseudo-screw away the goo there.
I thought he broke Draygon there for a second.
Oh yeah, Draygon tries to hit you, but she can't grab you when you're that far in the corner to the right. No spike suit for Zoast here, so he'll be just Krabby jumping out. Losing a little bit more time actually against Zeni here. That was not a great Draygon for Zoast, so Zeni can catch up. That was looking like a good spark for Zeni. Let's see if he can finish it up. He doesn't have quite this. I don't know if this will work. Yeah, I didn't think so. He didn't have enough ammo to finish off the 2-spark kill. I'm a little surprised he still went for it. Oh no! I saw that pattern, I saw the goo, and I was really hoping Zeni wouldn't go for it. He probably was very familiar as well that was a very dangerous pattern to spark, but he also knows he has to catch up in some way. He knows he was behind. He can't wait for Draygon to get out of the way a little bit. That's very unfortunate. Yeah, that was chain damage every frame. That's what happens when you spark Draygon and hit a goo at the same time. That is an unfortunate finish for Zeni, but to his mind, at least he was not ahead. He was significantly far behind, so let's give him a little bit of time to prepare mentally for the next category, which given Zeni's expertise, I'm willing to bet lots of money that it will be 100%.
That would be my guess also.
So still does have to finish this. He did get a 4th tank, so it's... I mean, it can happen, but it's unlikely that Zoast will have trouble finishing this, but I am curious to see if he will save. Zoast heading to Turian here. He has... I mean, this is more health and ammo than he's probably used to in, like, any but the most ridiculous runs he's ever had, so this is very comfortable for him. Nice little comfy bomb jumping tutorial from Zoast here. Take notes if you want to learn how. Oh, just kidding, he stopped.
This is definitely the hardest room in the game right here.
Oh yeah. You know, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure bomb spreading in this room actually lags the game out a little bit, but it's not like it particularly matters in this. That is an interesting manipulation for the first Metroid. Shoot a missile to get him to go lower so he can get all of his drops without jumping.
Yeah, the details that they have this any percent mapped out to is just silly to me.
It is funny. Some of the mistakes Zoast has made this race, I would literally never imagine. Not only not Zoast to not make them, but literally any runner who's... I don't know. It's just funny. Just some of the things you see, some of the mistakes you see, even extremely experienced runners make. It just shows you that literally no room is free whatsoever.
Yeah, that room 4 is not the most difficult, considering I can do it, but you know, one slip of the hand and there you are.
Very clean Metroid skip from Zoast. Oh, another strategy I haven't seen in a room before. Instead of bouncing off with the morph ball, the midair morph in the, I don't even know, the whatever that room is called with the pillars. I don't even know what it's called, but the Ghidorah room. Just skipping that pillar with a down aim. Interesting. So, like I expected, Zoast did save. I mean, just ensuring that we don't have to watch another 40 minutes. And there's Mother Brain 1. Zeni preparing for 100%, what I'm willing to bet, with a trick that may one day be useful in 100%. We'll see. Pretty lazy Mother Brain this fight. Literally hasn't done much of anything most of the fight. That was kind of weird to watch. There are weird RNG patterns you can get from Mother Brain where she literally does nothing for like 20 or 30 shots. Sometimes even more, like where I think some other people have done like French fries for like, I don't know, 70 or 80 shots, something ridiculous. There are some weird RNG patterns you can get into with this game. So, Zoast actually does finish off Mother Brain 2, and more or less as expected. Like, nobody really expected him to need that save, but it is respectful to take it. This hand cam actually is interesting for Zeni here, seeing these inputs. This is a triple frame perfect, plus some other shenanigans, tricks, so kind of interesting to see his hand motions versus the gameplay. Actually, it's actually more interesting to see the hand motions than to see the gameplay in this trick, honestly.
It kind of mesmerized me, and I just kind of got lost.
Right, me too, a little bit. Alright, so with this, Zoast will be finishing up Mother Brain 3, then escaping, and we will be... Mook and I will be leaving you as commentators. We'll get some other two people who I forget they are for the next race. Hope you guys enjoyed our commentary. We will leave in the capable hands of, I assume, Mishrak and someone else. Cerberus. There we go. I did. Alright. Zoast escaping here. Wow, this is actually I mean, I know this was Phantoon, Kraid, Ridley, Draygon, right? PKRD, but this is a pretty slow time for Zoast, honestly. I don't know if Zoast can name the last time he got a race time this slow. I mean, maybe he could, I don't know. This just seems out of character, out of place.
A win is a win, so I'm sure he won't complain too much.
Wow, he got pretty annihilated on that steam there, and Zoast finishes up, officially winning, I suppose, this race. GG to Zoast.
Yes, GG to Zoast. So we're gonna head out for like 5 minutes, everybody is. We're going to take a 5-minute break, and then there'll be a transition, and then we'll be back with Zeni's pick. I'll see you all in chat. Enjoy. Andrew, thank you for joining me, letting me hang out and listen to you talk about things that I don't understand but am interested in.
Yeah, thanks for the commentary, Mook. It was a lot of fun, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this amazing finals race.
Have a great night.
See you guys.